Hello, dear ones. I want to make sure that I balance my videos between, I've been talking a lot about the Matrix lately, and that can be a little heavy. That's the part that we are in the process of leaving behind while we are still very attached to it based on our programming in the mind and based on our emotional attachments, and specifically the beliefs that the matrix is what we want, or at least there is something in the matrix that we want. And that's why we keep going back to it and hoping and trying and striving and struggling only to fall on our face over and over. And, then we get up and we try again. And there definitely is a tendency in the world, when you start doing more conscious work, conscious manifesting, there is a tendency to, you need to get back up. You need to try harder, keep going. I think there is a place for that for sure, but there is also a place of stopping it. Not because you give up and you're not good enough and you're never going to make it anyway. It's because the fulfillment that you're looking for, that we're all looking for out in the world, does not exist there. It's a it's a trap, or it's an illusion. It's a hoax. All the ads we see, that you want this and you want that. So the program goes really, really deep. Today, I want to balance it again with one of the things I also love to talk about, which is the longing. And I think there are still many, many people who do not quite get, I mean, in here, what longing really is. I've even heard some people say, I don't want anything anymore. I don't want anything anymore. And I think there is a lot of freedom in that. I can also find that place in me, but it's not fully true. Because the reason that we don't want anything anymore is because we're coming closer to wanting who we are, realizing that we actually are it all. So I've done a lot of videos on longing, and today I want to maybe talk about it in a little bit of a different way and say that inside of us, each and every one of us, there is something, there is a something that is already whole, fulfilled, complete, love, peace. It's inside of us. It's not in our mental mind, because that is the illusion. An illusion is not real. It's just a construct of something. It's something created in the mind, but it's not a real thing as far as real goes, connected to the divine. But this something is, it is so fulfilled. It is so loving. It is so complete. And there's never anything we need to add to it, or can add to it. What we have been doing is, because we've been programmed to do so, is to turn away from it. But here's the really important thing. It cannot go away. You cannot turn away from it. It's always here. It's like this fountain or this spring. I will use the word torus again, Torus. You may have heard of it, or the toroidal field that I talked about the other day when I talked about love. I mean, it's all the same. We are basically a toroidal field of energy that just that just never ends flowing. It's a never ending flowing expression of fulfillment of everything. And we feel that. We feel that, and that's why we want it, but we don't know what it is. And that's why we always turn away from it, hoping to find this thing that we want somewhere in the outside world. And this, this toroidal field, this fountain, it's a never ending fountain, flowing fountain with everything that anybody could ever need or want. And that is what most of us really want. I think when you are too far, when you have moved too far away from it, then you may not have access to it even as a thought or something you want. It seems to be too far away. And those are often the people who are doing things in the world that are not connected to love. That is basically what is behind the matrix. It's been a way to cut us off, program us, so we believe that we're cut off from our own fulfillment. And that's why we suffer, because we want it. And there's a good reason for that, because it is who we are. We are not meant to lack, to suffer, to be sick, to be unhappy, to be depressed. That is not what's happening in the toroidal field, in the something that is inside each of us. And the fact that we can feel that longing, that is it. That is the fountain. That is the toroidal field. It's here, and we feel it and we want it, but we don't know what it is. And it is who we are, because we are that fountain. We are not this separate sense of self that we put a name on and go out in the world and try and survive and be successful. That's not who we are. That is the part that is cut off from the fountain, from the fulfillment. My invitation, and it's so incredible when you start turning towards that longing. Just like 100%. Take some time and be really curious about, what is this feeling that I feel? When I go into my heart, many times you might find heartbreak. Why do we feel heartbreak? Because we're disconnected from it, because we cannot engage in it in the way that we naturally will do when we don't have that split in between it, that gap, that seeming gap that's happening in the mind, telling us that it's not there, we can't have it, we're not good enough, we don't deserve it, all these things that is happening here from the programming to be in the matrix. And I don't even know how else I can say it, because I have said it on so many videos. This feeling, you're feeling it because it is your true nature. It is your essence. It's your soul connection. It's like knock, knock, knock. You're feeling yourself. You're feeling your true self. It's not your separate sense of self. It is your true self. And your true self is constantly, it's everything. It's infinite. It's endless. There's no lack or anything missing in it. That only happens when we pretend that we're separate from it. And that is why we suffer. So what you feel, if you long for anything, and it really can be anything, it's basically longing for the fulfillment that we are, the love that we are, the peace that we are, the things we long for. If it's a relationship, it's because we are longing to feel loved and to express love, because that is who we are. If you're longing for success, be successful in the world, if you ask yourself, what would that success do for me? It's like, well, I can relax. I can feel at peace. I will make enough money so I don't have to worry, so I can feel peace. So whatever direction we go out into the world to get something, it's because we want to experience what we already are. So why not go to the source itself? At least, when you start out, take some time and be really curious about the longing. It's a precious, precious thing. It feels really good. Many times we may need to cry and let go of some energetic buildup around it because we have been hurt in the past, because we were so far away from it. And we might have experienced a little bit of maybe a love affair or a successful income or something. And then it went away. And then we're heartbroken. And then we put some layers around our heart, our longings. Are like, I'm not going to do that again. I'm just going to be stoic and protected, and I'm not going to engage in that way anymore because it hurts and does hurt. But just because we cut ourselves off from it by not feeling anymore, this is still here. It's almost like we remove ourselves further away from it by doing that. My invitation is to take some time and to spend some time with this feeling of longing itself, not what you long for. You kind of come back to yourself and to feel what you feel here that you call longing. And when you turn inward, then the longing can let you know what it is, not what the mind thinks it is and wants to get out there. No, it is what it is. And only it, the longing, the feeling itself, can share with you what it is. And, I always think we should put another word, like longing. We're kind of conditioned to believe that it's something we want to have in our lives. So maybe longing is a misunderstood word. I'm not sure. Maybe we can call it, God is knocking. The longing is God saying, I'm here. What you want is right here. I am that because I'm you. I'm not that separate sense that's out there trying to get things. So then we spend more time with that feeling of longing, and we can maybe spend a lot of time there to really make ourselves available. So it can show us what it is, what we are. It's the same. It's the same. I do offer a monthly online gathering. It's called Feel Your Deepest Longing, Find Your Spiritual Calling. It's the same. It's the same. You're welcome to join me. The link will be in the description below. You can just join. It's the first Tuesday of each month, and it's done by donation. I would love to see you there. And if you need help with connecting, with feeling without going to the mind, to the head, trying to figure it out, then reach out and set up a self-discovery session with me, because this is what I love to do. And I can certainly support you in that if it feels like we're the right match for that. So embrace your longing. It's your best friend forever on. Have a wonderful day.